Just ahead, today's development, huge development in a cold case murder involving an Indiana father of 3.
Tonight, friends and family are gathering to honor the life and legacy of 17-year-old Haley Busby. We'll share with you how they're showing support for those mourning the 17-year-old's life.
Carmel city leaders say Immigration and Customs Enforcement will open an administrative offices in Carmel. I'm Ella Rhodes. We'll tell you what we know.
A former middle school track coach charged with child porn. I'm Ashton Hackman in Tipton County. Why it wasn't just the files police found that alarmed investigators.
Warming back up even with the clouds today. High temperatures in the 40s when we get to the 50s and 60s in your forecast.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us at 5 o'clock. We start in Hamilton County, where a former town official is in jail charged in a 34-year-old murder case.
Rich Nye has been following this cold case investigation for more than a year, and he went back to the town of Atlanta today as state police announced the arrest of Andy Emmert.
This day, this moment for this community and this family is something they've waited for a very long time.
24-year-old Tony Bledsoe went missing in March 1992. Almost a month later, a torso was discovered in a ravine in Putnam County in a place where people dump trash. But that was not identified as Bledsoe until 2018, using new DNA technology. A tip led to Thomas Anderson, who was charged with murder in May 2025. Court records say that Anderson admits he was there, but that Andy Emmert shot Bledsoe in the head at this duplex in Noblesville, then stabbed him multiple times in a dispute over stolen car parts. Anderson allegedly admits to helping cut up and dump the body. Anderson pled guilty Wednesday and will testify against Emmert as part of a plea agreement, clearing the way to arrest Emmert. State police first searched Emmert's home and several Atlanta town buildings back in October of 2024. Almost a year and a half later, Emmert was finally arrested without incident here at his home Thursday morning. Police seized 2 cars and a knife in that original search. The Atlanta Town Council fired Emmert from his job as utilities and street superintendent and building commissioner after Anderson implicated Emmert.
For more than 3 decades, Tony Bledsoe's family has carried the weight of unanswered questions and unimaginable loss. While nothing can erase their pain, these developments are a significant step towards the justice they have long deserved.
Bledsoe's son told me by text message, "I'm at a loss for words. I'm happy but sad all at the same time. Nobody will ever understand what this feeling is like. Once again, thank you to all the men and women who put their own lives at risk this morning to catch the man that killed my father." Anderson is sentenced next month. Emmert makes his initial court appearance Friday. In Atlanta, Rich Nye, 13 News.
And tonight, Immigration and Customs Enforcement is confirming its Minnesota surge will end soon. But the federal agency now has set its eyes on Carmel.
City leaders say ICE plans to open administrative offices here. Our Ella Rhodes looked into that today. She joins us now. She spoke with city leaders about this development and what exactly this means. So what'd you find out?
Yeah, thank you, Dustin and Felicia. I will say there are a lot more questions than answers right now, like when and why ICE plans to come to Carmel. So Carmel City Council President Matthew Snyder says he first found out about this actually from his constituents who read it online. Then he says the police chief confirmed it for him. Snyder says he wants more information on ICE's reasoning for setting up in Carmel. ICE has not responded to our multiple requests for comment. I talked with several people in Carmel City Center about this. Some support it, some don't, but no one wanted to go on the record about it due to the potential repercussions with things like their jobs. Snyder says an important thing to know is that the city has no control over whether ICE comes to Carmel or not.
And we all took an oath to protect the approximately 106,000 people here, and that means ensuring that they aren't living in fear, and that's something we should all care very deeply about, and do whatever we can to assuage those kind of concerns and just monitor how our newest tenant assimilates in our community.
Snyder says he also spoke with the mayor. Just right now, they're trying to gather as much information as possible, he says. Now, Carmel officials did tell us, quote, "It's the city's understanding ICE has rented space," end quote.
So do we know where? these officers are going to be?
Great question. We are trying to confirm and verify an address, but as soon as we learn more information about this developing story, we'll be sure to let everyone know.
Well, the controversial nature of this story, the fact that nobody wanted to share their opinion either way, it really is evident of that.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you, Ella.
Well, as we mentioned, an end is in sight for the immigration crackdown in Minnesota. That crackdown was the root of thousands of arrests, violent protests, which we saw, and the fatal shootings of 2 people over the last 2 months. Border Czar Tom Homan says the Trump administration is making that decision to end the crackdown. He said the operation, focusing on Minneapolis-St. Paul, resulted in more than 4,000 arrests. To Fishers now, where family and friends and the entire Fishers community really are preparing to say their final farewells to Haley Busby. She disappeared last month, and then last week her remains were found in Ohio. 1 person has been charged in the case so far. Today, loved ones want to focus on celebrating 17-year-old Haley's life.
The ceremony is set to begin in less than an hour at I-Town Church. That is where our Logan Gate is this evening. I imagine the parking lot is packed, Logan, but they have asked media to stay away.
That's right, Felicia. They have asked us to stay in this area of the church, on the church grounds. But like you mentioned, the service starts at 6 and the doors just open at 5. And people have already started arriving early just to make sure that they get a seat. And this service is open to the public. The family just asked that everyone who arrives wears pink, Haley's favorite color. Now, her story has impacted so many people. Many may have never even met Haley, but will be here today to honor her. In her obituary, her father said she loves music, books, and spending time with family. He said she was a good student who filled every day with joy and love and was working toward a career in journalism. We'll likely hear more about her impact during the service. Now, tributes for Haley continue to pour in, including the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office announcing deputies will wear pink badges all month long. Now, the service starts at 6, and if you can't make it at that time, it will be streamed. Felicia, Dustin, back to you.
Okay. All right. Thank you for bringing us that, Logan. I'm sure you'll monitor things out there and keep us posted.
Thank you, Logan.
And a former middle school track coach in Tipton County is facing child sex crime charges. The man allegedly told police he would use AI to create porn of a student.
Our Ashton Hackman explains the details of this investigation and the warning from detectives handling these types of cases.
Police arrested 26-year-old Elijah Bogard on Wednesday. He's now facing 2 charges of possessing child sex abuse material. The investigation started with a tip late last month. Dropbox flagged an account allegedly containing child porn. Investigators reported finding nearly a dozen files with victims as young as 6. Police traced the IP address on the account to Bogard's home in Elwood.
Bogard reportedly told police he was a track coach here at Tipton Middle School. District leaders tell me that they terminated Bogard on February 4th after police notified them of the investigation.
Bogard told police he's viewed child porn since he was younger. Court documents reveal he's also admitted to using an AI application to take a student's Instagram page and make her appear nude, allegedly telling police it wasn't high quality and appeared too fake for him. He said he deleted the pictures and police did not find them. Most child sex crime investigations are done by the Indiana Crimes Against Children Task Force. They start with a cyber tip. Last year alone, ICAC received nearly 30,000 of them, a big jump from less than 5,000 in 2019.
With each year, there has been an increase, and that's because of the change of technology, the explosion of social media accounts. It's just increased the workload for our detectives.
In a statement, Tipton Schools said, quote, "The safety and well-being of our students remain our highest priority. TCSC acted immediately upon notification and will continue to take all appropriate steps to protect students and support the investigative process," end quote. Bogard remains in the Madison County Jail on a $25,000 surety bond. In Tipton, Ashton Hackman, 13 News.
And more news from the courtroom. An Indianapolis mother is facing multiple charges, including neglect of a dependent resulting in death. The charges stem from a July 2025 incident involving Mia Hawkins' 3-year-old daughter. The child was found unresponsive with foam coming from her mouth. She was taken to the hospital and later pronounced dead. An autopsy report says the child died from an accidental fentanyl intoxication. Court documents also say Hawkins tested positive for the drug. Today, a judge set Hawkins' surety bond to $150,000. She's back in court April 20th.
All right, to the weather impact now as we take a live look outside. Feels like winter's kind of loosening its grip on central Indiana, at least for now, because a warm up is on the way. We had some great sunshine out there earlier today as well.
Yes. And even with a few clouds, mid-40s. And I'm going to show you, we'll do that in the second half hour, a graphic comparing week 1 of February to week 2. And then we're going to show you what we're expecting.
Oh, I like a tease. It's a tease.
We're moving in the right direction, everybody.
Love it.
Yeah, despite the clouds, it's been relatively dry, except for the far southwestern part of the state. Radar picking up just a little bit, a few sprinkles, a passing shower. Everybody else has had some clouds, some sun today. We're at 41 degrees in Bunker Hill, 41 Crawfordsville, 42 at Morse Reservoir, 44 in Indianapolis. So despite the cloud cover, temperatures were a few degrees warmer compared to yesterday. It is going to be a cool start tomorrow morning. Out the door temperatures in the 20s, but a big temperature rebound on the way for tomorrow afternoon. 26 at 7 a.m. We're at 42 at noon. High temperatures tomorrow in the 50s. We're calling for 50 degrees, but I think we'll end up with a few places closer to that 55-degree mark as we forecast plenty of sunshine tomorrow. Getting into the weekend, we've got morning sun, afternoon clouds, and still that late day rain chance on Saturday. Timing this for after 5 p.m. If you've got Valentine's Day dinner plans, there will be some wet roads around Saturday night into early Sunday. But both days, high temperatures in the 50s, and I do have some 60s on the way in that 7-day forecast.